Hey everyone, welcome back to the Weekly Entertainment Bubble. I'm your host and MyHighPlains.com correspondent Aaron Rosas. Today is a big show, but it's mainly going to be about sports. So I brought in my good friend, anchor here at KAMR Local for news, Ro. Hey Ro, how are you?
Hey, how you doing? I'm doing great. I'm glad to be here. I've never done this before, so I'm hype. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Happy to be here.
I brought Ro in today because a lot of the content we're doing today is very sports-oriented. I'm a huge Dallas fan. Go ahead, Ro, tell them who you're a huge fan of.
Broncos all day.
And Ro actually went to a Denver Bronco versus Houston game this last weekend. I want to talk to him about it. Let's get right into that. What was your experience like? Obviously, the crowd is incredible. The energy is incredible, and your team ultimately took the win.
Yeah.
So how was it, Ro?
Man, to be honest with you, it was a win. So, I mean, first of all, a win is a win, but it was the ugliest, sloppiest win I've ever seen. And I'm still happy about it, but the thing that got me is, like, the Broncos, their offense, they move the ball really, really well. Like, between the 20s. Matter of fact, I was reading something on Twitter. They're actually number one in yards or offensive yards per game in the NFL, which is crazy. But they're like 31st when it comes down to like red zone points because they get to the red zone, they just don't put the ball in the red zone. So I think they've been to the red zone. Maybe they've been in like 5 goal-to-go situations, and they've only come away with like 3 points. So, but I mean, it's a work in progress. I mean, this kind of reminds me of the 2012 season when Peyton Manning came to Denver. They were like 2-3. They struggled to like game 6, and then they took off. So it's going to take them a little time, which I knew it was. So I'm not really tripping. And then somebody did a comparison of Peyton Manning's first 2 games and Russell Wilson's first 2 games, and their stats are like almost similar, which is insane. So I guess if you're a Broncos fan and you're kind of like, why can't they get it together? It's just going to take them a little while. I mean, because we got to remember, they didn't play in the preseason, so it's going to take Russ a little time to get to know his receivers. It's going to take him a little time. This is a new offense, new coaching staff. These coaches are rookies. So they're trying
rookies?
Yeah, they're rookie coaches. So it's going to take them a little while to get it together. So I think, week 6, week 7, I think you'll see some dramatic improvement in the Broncos offense. But outside of that, it was fun. Like, it was phenomenal. Yeah. I'm just now getting my voice back pretty much. Yesterday was my first day back on the show, and I could tell the whole time I was reading, I felt like that little scratchiness.
Oh, no.
So I told Maria, I was like,
bear with me.
Yeah, I was like, well, between like in a commercial break, I asked Maria, I was like, hey, is my voice sounding different? Because it feels different, in my throat. I know that sounds weird, but it feels different as I'm talking. And she goes, yeah, it sounds a little bit different. You can tell it's a little scratchy. So, but I was doing so much yelling.
Well, you did great. I watched it. But let's look at some highlights. Do you want to go through some of these with me? Because I obviously wasn't there. I saw some of the game. Yeah. So this is from the NFL YouTube. Here's some highlights. Houston versus
Denver. Were we looking up here or over here?
Oh, yeah. You can look right here at the program, and it'll just kind of, it'll just show you what's going on. So we see some clips here of the highlights for the game. Okay, you have Wilson. He's stepping back. He's doing his thing. Are you proud of what he's doing so far? Do you think he's stepping up in Denver?
I do. I think it's one of those, the whole reason why Russ left Seattle was because they wouldn't let Russ cook. And they didn't really give him a lot of say-so in the offense. But see, that wasn't on Russ. And that was one thing that was frustrating in this game was the amount of dropped passes by the receivers because Russ was putting the ball in some great spots. It's like, man, we hadn't seen that kind of quarterbacking in Denver since Peyton. Yeah. But the receivers, they were dropping the balls, and I get it. I mean, like I say, these receivers, they're not used to him. He's not used to them. They're still trying to figure each other out. The defense, the Broncos' defense looks really good. Yeah,
that's what I'm looking at right now. Their defense looks pretty up there, looking pretty good.
Matter of fact, on that one play right there, the stadium went wild. And it's cool, like, the way they do stuff in Denver. I remember this play, Jerry Jeudy, the man, Alabama.
Jerry Jeudy.
I remember, like, every time the Broncos defense is on the field, like, the stadium just, like, shakes. Because
you could feel it.
Yeah, you could feel it. This dude right here, number 12, Montrell Washington.
Jeez.
That dude right there, he's a rookie, but that dude is going to be a star. Like, he's going to be a monster for years to come. So if you're a Broncos fan and you watch this, remember, number 12, you heard it here first. Montreal, Washington.
Did Houston? I'm trying to see if Houston did anything with their ball game. Well, there they go. Yeah.
You know, they had some good plays. Like, Houston is not they're not a bad team. They look bad on paper, but people also got to remember they got Lovie Smith coaching them, and Lovie Smith ain't no punk. He took the Chicago Bears to the Super Bowl.
I was going to say he was with the Bears, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna skip to the end. I want to see how it ends because I didn't see the ending of this game.
What quarter is this? This is the fourth quarter. Yeah, this is the part where, like, Houston was driving down the field, and everybody was getting kind of nervous, but the Broncos defense, they come through. They come through at the last minute.
I've come to realize that with NFL games, there's they have it in the bag. Like, you really have to be up by, like, 40 points.
Yeah.
Because fourth quarter
that play right there, the stadium went wild.
Right there when
oh my God.
Is that
Randy Gregory, that strip sack? Yeah.
So that's when you knew, that's
we knew that game. We had the game in the bag.
Okay.
Like, and then this 4th and 15 right here, we saw that, and then I think ended up being an incomplete pass. Yeah. Like, at that point, like, the stadium like erupted.
Oh, because it was 4th and 15. That's it for them right there.
Because this game, it was a weird game, man. It took them the first 3 quarters. Like, Denver's offense wasn't doing anything. They kept getting false starts, like crazy penalties, undisciplined football, and everything. And like, at one point, the fans were booing the offense while they were on the field. And it's like, come on, man. But then finally in the fourth quarter, they got stuff together. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see what's to come for Denver. It's growing pains, man. So Broncos country, just be patient. It's coming. It's coming.
Believe I'm not a Broncos fan.
Because you're a hater.
But I'm not a hater. I'm not a the thing is, I was never a huge fan of Wilson.
Why?
And so I don't know, maybe because I'm an entertainment person, I see he's married to Sierra.
Man.
And I'm like, okay, this is one of those couples that's trying to, like, create an empire, trying to do a Kim K thing.
You a hater?
I guess.
Are you an empire hater?
But you know what? I honestly should respect the game, right?
Yeah.
They're pushing forward, and, hopefully, a win is a win.
Yeah.
They clearly did good. Can we move on to my Dallas Cowboys, please?
Well, hold on, because, like, on Russ, like, I've always liked Russ. Russ gets a bad rap in the media, and I don't understand why. Like, so many people call him corny. And, they say he's like a cornball. I don't think Russ is a cornball. I think Russ is a great man.
Yeah.
And honestly, I honestly respect Russ in a lot of ways because we also got to remember, like, this guy, he took in another woman's, child from a previous relationship, treats him like his own kid, and just, like, loves this little dude. And, like, the thing for me, I appreciate that. And especially, like, with athletes, we hear so many stories of athletes, doing crazy things and not being great people, great human beings. And then we got one over here in Russ, who's a great athlete on the field, but he's also a great man off the field. So, and I'm not saying that just because he plays for the Broncos. Like, even when he was with the Seahawks, I loved Russell Wilson as a person because it's like, man, he spends his off days at the kids' hospital. He does all these really cool things in the community.
Yeah.
But then you just hear about, like, how he is as a person. And I'm like, bro, that's the dude that you want your son to be look up to him as like a role model. So, but I mean, I understand why people is like, he's kind of one of these celebrity, like, married to the, the supermodel wife, which I was like that's another thing. I was 3 feet from Russell Wilson. Did I show you that clip on my phone that I got at the game?
You got to show me after.
I got to show it to you. I was literally 3 feet from Russell Wilson. And I'm going to tell you, me and Russell Wilson are the same height.
I was going to say, he's tiny.
I'm not tiny, but
No, but for football, like
for football, yeah. Because like I ain't gonna say my height, but me.
You know what I call him when we watch him? I'm like, oh, there's Tiny Tim. He's throwing another
hater, man.
Because he's like what 5'10" probably, right?
Yeah, he's 5'9", 5'10". Like he's not very tall. But I mean, when I saw him, so like how it happened is I get to the stadium, and I'm walking around, I'm bull jiving, and. So, like, I see all these, like, fans just, like, lining up, and I'm like, why is everybody lining up right here?
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, this is where the players walk in at. So I'm just kind of, like, standing there.
How early did you get there? Did you get there crazy early?
Yeah, I got there pretty early. I got there, like, 11:15, something like that, because the game started at 2:25.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what, I'm going to just see what's going on over here. So I see this black Rolls Royce pull up.
Stop.
So this dude, he goes, man, whoever got that car got money. Yeah. So I was like, I don't know who drives a Rolls Royce. And I was like, but you know what? I saw a clip of Russell, like, doing, like, a ride-along with the Broncos media team. And I was like, he was in a black Rolls. I was like, you know what? I think that might be Russell Wilson. Like, literally, I just walked up, and this is all within, like, a minute. So we sit there for, like, 30 seconds. The next thing I know, gets out of the car. We see, like, all these cameramen just swarm over there. And I'm like, okay, that's definitely Russell.
Yeah, you knew.
You got all these camera guys. That's definitely Russell. So he walks in. Brother was smooth, man. He had his little, he had sunglasses on. And that suit, man, that suit Russell had on was clean. So then he walks over. He's got his bags and stuff. He walks over and immediately just starts signing stuff for people, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah.
Then he walked over to where, like, the area that I was in, and I'm not one of those that, like, when the players walk in, I may watch just because I like to see what they look like outside of pads.
Yeah.
But, like, with Russell, I was like, okay, I'm gonna get a little video clip of him just signing stuff because this is pretty cool. Yeah. And then he walks over and he just, like, starts signing people's stuff. So then there's this little baby in front of me.
Oh, I think I saw a clip of this. Go ahead.
Where he signed the baby shirt.
Yes, yeah. I saw a clip
I
of
was
this
like right there.
I
was right there behind that, and I thought that was so cool.
That's awesome.
But that suit he had on, man, I'm telling you, I got to show you that video.
He was fly?
Oh, man, he was swag. Yeah. Russ got swag, man. Stop hating on Russ, man. Let Russ cook.
I mean, I'm sorry. I don't know. I'm just not a Denver fan, and that's probably just going to...
I get it. You're a hater. I get it.
Yeah, I'm a hater. But guess who I do appreciate?
The Cowboys.
Okay, the thing about the Cowboys is I feel like they take you to the brink of just anxiety, right? Just full embodied anxiety, because they'll do really well. They'll show, America that maybe they can do something. Yeah. And then it goes... And the thing is, it's like, I'm loyal. So I'm not going to leave the Cowboys, even if they're 0-whatever, right? 16, 17, 16?
Hey, well, just real quick, fellas, she's loyal, so if you're looking.
Yeah. I am loyal. I'm loyal to the Cowboys, man. And also, the thing that makes me mad is Dak does make me mad, honestly.
Why?
Okay, well, let me we'll chat about this more.
I want to see this clip.
Yeah, I want to pull up some highlights of this is Dallas, Cincinnati, NFL YouTube. Okay. This is week 2 highlights. Mm-hmm. So we could chat about it as it's going on. But obviously Dak is not playing. It's Rush. Right. And I'm a little frustrated with him. We're paying him a whole bunch of money. I did see the injury. He hurt his hand.
Right.
But, yeah, here's some highlights. He did great. I think Rush, first quarter, I would say, did really well. He drove the ball down. Right. We got a touchdown, got 7 points. Right. I think he did incredible in that sense. He's a ginger, so
you got a thing for ginger, Aaron?
Just to throw that in there. He's a ginger. But yeah, let's kind of move it forward. Let me see where he scores. Right here. No,
is that the scoring play?
Yeah, but CeeDee Lamb did. I don't think CeeDee Lamb scored at all in this game.
Probably not, because I know the Bengals, they had it out for him.
Yeah, running back Pollard scored a lot. He did really well. Here's the touchdown right here. Brown was his guy this whole game, which I had not even really heard of Brown. I heard a little bit of tricklings of him. Yeah. But this game, that was his man a lot of the game. Cincinnati, that fourth quarter freaked us out, I think.
Thought they was going to come back and win it?
I thought they're just like your Broncos. Yeah. They were not far ahead enough to win this game. They only had 17 points. The Cincinnati kept getting threes, but it's like they just three. Eventually you're going to catch up if you keep getting those field goals.
That's true.
Yeah, so, I mean, talk a little bit. Okay, this was great. Pollard, running back, going all the way down.
That little dude is fast, man.
He's fast. See, okay, so they called it a touchdown, ended up not being a touchdown.
Right.
But this play right here was overturned. I want to show a little bit of this play. They said he didn't make it in. Let's go back a little. And this is, they gave it back to Pollard, and he...
Yeah, because it's like, man, I did the work to get down here. At least let me punch it in.
Oh, my God. I would be mad if I did all of that, and my coaches are like, hand it off to someone else, throw it to CD. Yeah. No, I'd be like, I want this touchdown.
Exactly, bro. Like, give me the ball here. Like, I got us down here.
These sacks, also 11. I mean, 11 for the Dallas Cowboys. Incredible.
Hold on. Sack game. They had 11 sacks in this game?
No. Oh. Number 11.
Oh, Micah Parsons. Got you.
Parsons, sorry. He had incredible... A ton of sacks. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know against Mayfield, but here we'll skip to the end. I'll put you out of your misery because it's dumb. And good. Here was the game-winning. Right here. Here's the game-winning.
This is the game winner.
Yep, 17-17, all tied up. Game winner, fourth quarter. He drills it in. I thought he missed it at first for sure.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So he did it, and the Cowboys won. I think that's the thing about the Cowboys that I get frustrated about.
Right.
is they keep you on your toes the entire game. I feel like Broncos do that too.
They do.
They keep you on your toes the entire game. There's no blowouts. There's never a blowout. I'm like, come on, man, just give me a break.
But you know what? At the end of the day, like, those are really like the best games.
They really are really good. You can only respect them, right? It's like, gosh.
And the thing is, you're right, because I remember, like, really with the NFL, like, no lead is safe. So, I mean, I understand your anxiety, because there's been plenty of games where, like, the Broncos have given me a heart attack. Matter of fact, it's been plenty of games that the Cowboys gave me a heart attack when they played the Broncos. Because what game was that? I actually went to a Broncos and Cowboys game in 2009 in Denver, and I was like, bro, I think we're going to mess around and lose this game. In 2009? Yeah, and that was when Brandon Marshall, like, caught the game winner and, like, ran it down the field. But one of the best games I remember seeing between Dallas and Denver was the 2005 game. That was Thanksgiving. And
those are always good.
Yeah, because my dad's a huge Cowboys fan. I got cousins that are Cowboys fans, so we always talk trash to each other. So I didn't get to go to the Dallas and Denver last year, and I was really sad and sick about it. But I get it. I get it. And I remember the reason why no lead is safe is like you can have these teams down like 24-0, and they'll storm back on you. Denver's done it twice.
Freaks me out.
It's crazy. Yeah.
There's so many fourth quarter wins in the NFL. More than ever, I feel like every week you're going to have multiple fourth quarter wins where these teams are coming back from the brink of death, right?
Yep.
From way down. And so it's incredible. Let's tell a little bit. I want to talk about a story I have because I went to a Dallas game
I got to hear this.
A couple years ago. There's two because we've been to multiple. We went to in the old stadium and the new stadium.
Okay.
But in the old stadium, I remember we went and we were expecting, it was Thanksgiving. And we were expecting, we were expecting Beyonce as a halftime. I don't know what and it was a dog show.
Oh, I know you was mad.
Oh, my God. We were like, what is happening? It was just like little, which it was fine, but you can only do so much with a dog show. I think we thought, like, Carrie Underwood, someone was going to pop out. And then secondly, this newest one that we went last year, a fight broke out right in our area. I think I was asking you if a fight broke out at this last game of yours. But this one, people were screaming because it was Atlanta Falcons versus Dallas Cowboys.
My cousins was at that game. You may have ran into them.
Dude, I don't know. It's huge. I doubt it.
Yeah.
But people in our area were just yelling at each other, fighting, and a guy got drunk and he fell on top of this woman. Her poor neck. She just got up and said, I'm out of here. This is too much. But so that's what I'm saying. These games, people love their football.
These
games get crazy.
They do. Like, there wasn't a fight. There was a fight almost in front of me because this guy kept wanting the Broncos to run the ball. He was cussing up a storm. And I'm like, bro, at the end of the day, because I was even ready to tell him to shut up.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's like, okay, we get it. You want him to run the ball. So then finally, like, in the fourth quarter, these two guys turn around. They tell him to, like, shut the blank up. And it's like, oh, yeah, here we go. Here we go. So then they stood up. They got in front of, they got in each other's faces. And I'm just standing there. I'm just sitting there in my chair. I'm drinking my drink. And I think I had a cheesesteak because I was hungry. And I was eating it and drinking out of my little souvenir cup. But they ended up fighting, which I thought was whack. But
you wanted to see a fight, bro?
Yeah, I wanted to see a fight because I'm like, okay, you know what? This game has already stressed me out enough, so give me something to laugh about.
And also, tickets are super expensive. Show me a fight on top of this game,
like,
man.
Bro, I mean, if you're going to be just sitting around and sitting in front of me doing all this cussing, I mean, do something about it, you know. But they didn't end up fighting, unfortunately. But now the fight that you saw, how was it on a scale of 1 to 10?
So it was basically just vocal, right? People were screaming. I would say on a scale of 1 to 10, it was probably like a 6, 7.
Okay. Not bad.
Turning around saying, shut the blank up, right?
Yeah.
Saying be quiet because an Atlanta Falcons fan was just screaming, calling Dallas players' names. And so it got rowdy. And the guy, it was an older gentleman, a couple rows in front of us, couldn't take it. And he just turned around and was like, be quiet. In his most angry voice,
right.
And the other guy just kind of let it go. So I think anger-wise was probably at a 6, but there was no hands or anything. Yeah. You're like, dang. But, okay, wait, let me show you this. Did you see this highlight from the Atlanta? Let me pull it up really quick. This is
Just the Cardinals game.
Yeah, look at this.
I love it because I hate the Raiders.
This is Atlanta versus Raiders. Look how long. This is pocket watch. This is how long it takes him to get in that end zone. But he's just running back and forth.
That's Kyler Murray, man. He will do that to you.
Yeah, my brother's a huge fan of Atlanta. They ended up winning with
That's Arizona.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, he was in there for
I love it.
Finally got it.
Yeah, that was like a 20-second play, which I played football, not at the NFL level, of course.
Yeah.
But I like playing football, you expect the play to last anywhere from, 3 to 5 seconds.
Yeah.
You don't expect them to last 20 seconds. I guarantee you, even though they got out there with the win, that's fine. I guarantee you his linemen were like, bruh, come on.
Yeah.
In this play, bro, because, man, when you pushing another grown man against his will, it is.
Yeah, and I think when quarterbacks are like, what's the word I'm looking for? They're not
mobile.
When they're mobile like that, it's incredible. And you saw that he was like, okay, I'm gonna, his love for the game. He's like, I'm gonna make this work.
Yeah.
So I thought.
But see, quarterbacks like that, because I play defense when I play, and quarterbacks like that will frustrate the mess out of you.
Yeah.
To keep it G-rated, because it's like when you think you have him, you don't have him, and you don't want to charge him because, well, one, he's faster than you. Yeah. So it's like if you try to charge him, he's gonna take off running, and then if you don't keep your contain, then you may end up losing the game, which they lost the game anyway.
Yeah.
On that play, but fresh quarterbacks like that, it's like, man, if you don't stay home and stay technically sound, they can beat you, and then. If they don't beat you with their feet, because Kyler's got an arm on him, he can beat you with his arm. So it's like, bruh, quarterback like that is like, how do you defend against that?
Yeah.
He's definitely frustrating, but so fun to watch.
It's so fun.
Love watching that little dude. And he's not tall at all. Kyler Murray is like 5'8".
Oh, yeah. He doesn't look big at all. He looks like a short guy.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of quarterbacks, did you see that Sports Center thing, ESPN Sports Center thing that they did with Eli Manning when he went undercover?
Oh, yeah. Chad Powers? I like that.
I'm going to show some moments here in a second, but I thought it was hilarious. Like, he's a jokester. He can joke about himself. First of all, the nose. Okay, let's watch. We're going to watch a little bit of it. I'll put the audio on for this one. This is on Twitter.
Word about my arm talent spread fast. Soon, dozens gathered to catch a glimpse of Chad.
He clearly looks like a 30-year-old man, though. 40-year-old man. Like,
how do you not know that something's going on?
So he's trying out for Penn State, undercover, acting like a college student, I guess. And it's Eli Manning.
That is an old-looking college student, bro.
Good ball, Chad! Good ball! Dotted him.
I just wish they would have done the nose on him better. Golly.
Yeah, that dude, that. Jeez. But I do like how he had like that 1980s attire and that 1980s hair. Even the 1980s like face. I like it.
You throw like Chad Powers or no?
No, you did not. Oh man. I thought I had it, boys, but I'm sorry.
Oh gosh.
I'm just a 41-year-old just wants to play ball, man. I'm just trying to get back.
Oh, he's only 41.
Yeah. See, if he would have stood in front of me doing that, I'd been kind of creeped out. Like, bro, why you peeling your face off?
Do you think they recognized him right? Like, do you think they recognized him right away?
No. Maybe when he started like pulling the makeup off, but as far as like right away, nah.
Yeah, because I couldn't tell if the coaches were in on it. Like,
I think the head coach was. Maybe his assistants weren't, but the head coach definitely was. If I'm one of those guys, I would have been like hype because it's like, man, this is a 2-time Super Bowl winning quarterback, and like he's here. Like this dude went to where I'm trying to go. So I'd have been in heaven. I'd have been in football heaven.
But there was a portion of it. There was a part of it I didn't show it, but where one of the kids is on the sideline. He goes, "That dude looks like a 32-year-old man. Like, what is going?" He clearly, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess you never know. I've seen some college students that are athletes. They're huge.
Yes, this is true.
So you just never know.
True. Matter of fact, when I was in college, there was an offensive lineman. We used to call him Big Pat. Pat actually went to the NFL. I can't remember how long he played. But Pat was a big dude.
And this was at PD, right, Paladin?
No, this is at WT when I was in college because I went to Amarillo High. But Pat was huge. Pat was like 6'7", like 330. He was a big dude. He played for the Eagles for about 2 or 3 years, and I'm not really sure what happened after that. We all kind of lost touch with him. But yeah, I mean, some of those guys are machines. Like they don't look human.
Well, is this a machine to you?
Let's see what we got.
Is
Just
this
Aaron
a
Rodgers
machine?
trying to pull off the Nicolas Cage.
Yes, they're comparing him to Nicolas Cage.
The Con Air.
He's showing up to his practices.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not into it, bro.
Why not?
Sorry. I just, you know what?
I thought that's not your type.
No. You know what? Nicolas Cage is my type. Aaron Rodgers as Nicolas Cage is not. The hair.
Yeah.
Maybe I feel like he's trying too hard. I don't know what he's doing.
You know, I won't hate on Aaron for that. I think he's having fun with it.
Yeah.
You know, I think Aaron Rodgers, because he's a different cat. I think he's one of those guys that he likes to, you know, kind of joke around with the media and kind of get people talking.
Yeah.
Especially, you know, I don't mind it. It's lighthearted, especially after the stuff that, you know, he dealt with earlier in the year with the whole COVID stuff. And yeah, so I don't mind seeing, you know, this comedic side of Aaron. But I don't know. I actually like to see athletes' personalities more, because we see so much of them, you know, in the robotic press conferences. They got to give the same, oh, we're just trying to get better answer. I don't want to hear that. I want to see the personality. I want to see what this dude is actually like, because I mean, it's just cool just to get to know him as people. So.
Yeah, I think that I've seen more than ever. I feel like the quarterbacks are really trying to get into some mainstream stuff, even sometimes showing up in, like, for example, Parks and Rec. I know the Indianapolis Colts, they did a little stunt in there.
Yeah.
And so I think a lot of these teams are kind of trying to do some, which, you know, I respect it. I love entertainment. You know I love it.
Oh, yeah, that's your deal.
Yeah, and I love sports, so I don't mind seeing a combination of them.
Yeah.
I'm just personally not totally into the Aaron Rodgers stuff. Like, I don't know.
You're not a Rodgers fan? You're not a Rodgers fan?
I'm not a Rodgers fan at all. So
well, that makes sense, because he's one of the Cowboys' rivals. So I get it. I truly get it. So
I mean,
out of all the quarterbacks in the league, who are you a fan of besides Dak?
No, even that I'm a Cowboys fan, which I kind of had to be a fan of Dak. Sometimes he frustrates me. But like, out of all I like Brady, but that's the most common answer.
Oh, that's a sin.
I know. That's probably the most common answer, because people love to hate him.
I love hating Brady.
Yeah. I don't know if I thought Mayfield would turn out, and I don't know if he did.
He's
against
another
the
one
Cowboys.
I'm turning, and I'm really starting to love to hate him.
Mayfield?
Because like, it's like, okay, dude, like, I don't like critiquing guys at this level, because I mean, I'm always one of those people like, dude, if you get to the league, you're doing something special. Like,
yeah, you
really
gotta be
good.
doing something right.
But at the end of the day, Baker Mayfield has done a whole lot of talking.
Yeah.
Where's the production that matches it?
Dallas sacked him a whole bunch of times, and I was worried.
Yeah.
And then my dad reminded me, well, last year they were in the Super Bowl. So I'm like, okay, well, maybe Dallas did all right if they did.
All right.
But, like, I thought he was going to do something against the Cowboys, make me really worried. And I didn't see anything new, fresh, or exciting, honestly, from Mayfield.
That's, you know, I don't, Baker Mayfield is one, like, he's a talented dude, but I don't know. I try not to be, like, one of those, like, talking heads on, like, ESPN, talking crazy on all these guys. I just need to see more from him.
I think they're hilarious, those guys on ESPN.
Yeah.
Skip, do you
Stephen
watch
A.
Skip?
and all them, Skip and Shannon.
Oh, I love Skip and Shannon.
Shannon is my guy.
Duo.
Skip's a nice dude.
Yeah.
But the thing with Skip is
He likes the Cowboys. That's
He
why I'm kind of
loves
like,
the
I give him a
Cowboys.
pass on certain things.
But then too, it's also with Skip. You could tell he says stuff for a reaction. Even if he doesn't agree with it, or even if he doesn't believe it. And another thing that gets me with Skip is, like, he loves to hate LeBron. It's like, dude, you are obsessed with LeBron James.
Oh,
but the funny thing about that with me is, like, he's made so much money talking down on LeBron, and LeBron didn't even acknowledge Skip exists. Like, it's so
I don't think
funny.
he cares. Yeah.
He doesn't. I mean, because at the end of the day, LeBron got bigger fish to fry.
Yeah.
And I love LeBron. So, I mean, you know, I kind of just, like, laugh it off. But
And Skip has a big Twitter following, so I bet he loves to say stuff because he knows that on Twitter there's going to be a whole bunch of people reacting, even if LeBron doesn't react.
Because the thing with Skip Bayless has perfected the art of trolling and really finding what people love to hear him talk about. Or actually, let me rephrase that. He's perfected the art of finding out what people love to hate him for talking about. And he's just figured out, he's just made money on it. And at the end of the day, he's great at what he does. You can't hate him.
Yeah,
you can't hate him.
Most of them are those commentators. I've been watching a ton of the Shaq and Charles Barkley rivalry on TNT.
Same here.
It's so good, man.
It's funny. I love it.
It's the funniest thing ever. Yeah. Shaq, they're major goofballs, and it's the most entertainment ever. It's so good.
Yeah, they are. It makes me laugh.
Shaq's like a giant, man.
Sometimes there's times where I'll get on YouTube and I'll look up, Shaq and Shaq versus Barkley.
Yeah.
And the zingers that they throw at each other. It's comedic gold. And here it is. And I think the thing that people appreciate about it is they're supposed to be talking about sports, but then they may be dissing on each other about rings, and then they may start dissing on each other about, personal stuff. I know Barkley likes to get on Shaq for how many kids he has, and Shaq likes to get on Barkley for his weight, eating donuts, all kind of stuff. So they're throwing all these zingers, but then it's after the show or even during the show, these dudes love each other. And
they show it too.
Yeah, it's kind of like at that family barbecue when you got the two uncles that, they roasting each other and everything else. They may be talking trash, but it better not be somebody from the outside come talking in, because now we both about to team up on you and you about to catch these hands.
Yeah.
But
I want to show people
what
we're talking about a little bit, because it's so.
We ain't talking about you. You never got greater at this point in your career. I did. I know what I'm talking about.
No, you were riding on Dwayne and Kobe's coattails.
I got the finals MVP.
Finals MVP.
I love it. I love it.
First of all, you're not a champion. Don't address me. Kenny, questions?
No.
Why is he wearing a cowboy hat?
What is that?
It's a diamond encrusted ocelot.
Ocelot. Looks like a leopard to me. Nice, man.
He tries to make everything fancy. It's like
Joe who?
Joe Exotic.
I love it, man.
I'm trying to find the one where he falls over.
I love it.
To my little friends.
You talking about the one where Shaq fell when he was running tripped over the Christmas tree?
Yes. And he's he gets pushed into the Christmas tree and he flies.
Yeah, I remember that one. I remember that one.
So ridiculous. I'm trying to see.
But Charles Barkley says he's looking at retiring in a year or two.
Let's see. Okay, this is the last one, and then I'll close.
Oh, you good? You good?
They got a brotherly thing going on.
They do. I love it, man. I love it. I love it.
But these commentators, that's what I'm saying. I don't mind. If they're funny, I let them away with a lot of stuff. Their judgments on these players.
Yeah, and the guys like that, I can understand them being judgmental on these players because, I don't mind if a guy like Shaq or Charles Barkley says, hey, man, you can't play, because, they played at the highest level.
The highest,
For me, it just always felt weird to me to see somebody like, Stephen A. Smith or somebody that didn't play at this level just, roast on these dudes, because it's I don't know. I think it's one of those things where unless you play at that level, it's kind of hard to know what it takes to even make. First of all, to get there, but then to keep your spot there.
Yeah.
So, because I talked to my guy Ziggy. I ask him all the time. What was it like being in the league, and the lifting and the running and things like that. And they'll tell you it's the hardest thing he's ever done, but he loved it.
And Ziggy Hood played for who do you?
Oh, Ziggy played. Well, he got drafted by the Steelers in 2009. Okay. I actually shot his draft party when I worked for another station. That was awesome. I still got that. I still got all that material.
Dang.
But he played for the Steelers, the Dolphins, Jaguars, Bears, Saints, and I'm missing one.
That's awesome.
The Commanders. Well, they were. I won't say the name that they were back then.
Yeah,
but everybody knows. But they're
Washington.
The Commanders. Yeah, Washington Commanders. So it's really cool to hear the stories and stuff that Ziggy has. Matter of fact, one of my favorite stories from him is whenever he was playing. I think he was still with the Steelers when this happened, but they were playing against Russell Wilson and the Seahawks, and I can't. I think it was in Seattle, and he was like, "Man, bro," because I asked him who was the hardest quarterback to defend. And he gave me 3 names. He said Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, and Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
And he said the thing that made Tom Brady and Peyton Manning so hard to defend against was because they got rid of the ball quick. So he's like the second the ball comes off the ground, like a second or two later, they've already thrown it.
Yeah.
Whereas like Russell, he was like, man, it was one, they snapped the ball, and Ziggy was like, man, I got around my guy, and he was like, Ro, I thought I had a clean shot at him because, man, I'm like charging Russ. I'm like, man, I'm about to get him. And he said Russ looked at him, looked at him, saw he was coming, did that spin, and then next thing you know, he chunked the ball downfield and got rid of it. He says he's frustrating because Ziggy calls him like a little hamster because he's like, one, he's already small. He's only 5'9", 5'10".
Yeah.
So he's a smaller guy. So he's kind of hard to see when you got all these big bodies around him. And then two, when you think you're about to get him, he'll spin out and he can run. So he can either run it on you or he'll throw it. So it's cool to hear the stories. To kind of hear some of the stories and what goes into it and things like that. And I remember one time, I think he said Tom Brady was the one quarterback. Tom Brady and Russell Wilson were the 2 quarterbacks he never got to sack because Brady got rid of the ball so quick. He said he hit him one time, but he never got a chance to. He didn't get to sack him. So I was like, that's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Bro, good stories.
So,
you brought out some good stories here on this episode for sure.
I try.
I do want to end with a little article I did.
Okay.
Me and Ro, I'll be on the show tomorrow. We're going to be talking about it a little bit.
So stay tuned. Yeah.
Yes, definitely stay tuned. It's all-time favorite TV dads. I wrote a whole article about that.
Yeah. You've been doing some really good articles, by the way.
Thanks, man. So I put a list together. So you have some really good people here, and we're going to be talking more about that tomorrow.
Okay.
I loved doing it just because a lot of them were throwback. There was some 90s stuff in there, some 90s dads, early 2000s dads, and, of course, some modern dads.
Oh, yeah, Phil.
Modern Phil. So, yeah.
Phil is a fool.
Tune in tomorrow, KAMR Local for news. It's a morning show today in Amarillo. So, yeah, we'll be talking about that. Ro, thank you so much, man.
Oh, anytime. Thank you for having me on. Real quick, are you going to say on the show who your favorite one is? Or are you going to say it right now?
No, I'll say on the show who my favorite one is.
Man, okay. I guess I'll wait and say mine for tomorrow, too.
Yeah, we'll say them tomorrow just to give some
keep
people
that suspense.
Yeah, what a Friday morning surprise. That sounded creepy. I'll cut that out.
That's what she said. No, yeah, definitely cut that out.
Yeah, definitely. No, but yeah, so I'll say it on the show, my favorite, and yeah, it's gonna be a good time, Ro. Thank you so much.
Man, thank you for having me.
You'll come on anytime, right?
Yeah, anytime you want me to come on the show, you just let me know.
Awesome. Thank you guys. Have an incredible week, and I will see you guys back here next Friday. Thanks, guys.